I love freaking YouTube is so retarded. And so is Instagram. Instagram can bite me. Hold on a second. I wasn't even ready for it to go live. It's just like, go live now. Anyway, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Doggone it. All right. So, stupid thing. Or we can just argue with it like that. Anyway, folks, so I'm now leaving a gun show, which was also a coin and knife show. And hey, winning streak. My camera's all crooked. The whole thing fell down on me at the clay shoot after I blew out my tire. It was just like the whole day sucked. So sexy. Anyway, we try to be sexy on this channel. No, I don't feel sexy today. I feel awful, actually. I'm still recovering from that fiasco on Thursday. I'm still hurting from that, God. Hey, winning streak. Knives are sexy. They had all sorts of stuff, gun, knives, they had coins. Actually, before I start driving away, so I did find there's one reason I love to bring cash to the gun shows and the other markets, because sometimes you find things that are awesome, like these are two nice pieces. I pick these up every chance I get. So that is a South African Kruger end, and that would be a 1 ounce silver piece with, you know, homeboy on the back. I forgot who that dude is. And then I got a Britannia also. So this is the hey Joe. I'll go to the guns in a second. So this one is the 2 pound piece from England, also 1 ounce silver. But it's the last one that has the queen on it. So this will be, that was the last one they'll make with the queen, because now we have, you know, King Charles I'm not nice to the common people. Hey, Joe. So, Joe, they had your typical selection, you know, they had your Glocks, so I saw a lot of black powder rifle and flintlock type stuff, more so than I've seen in the past, which I thought was interesting. I think a lot of people understand supply chain, and they're like, well, if I buy powder, if I'm hunting, I only need 1 shot if I'm doing my thing right. So lots of ARs. I saw some bullpup shotguns, and I can't remember the company. It was like Citadel or something like that. I checked them. They were not Kel-Tecs. They were not high quality, or I didn't think. I could be wrong. Maybe they're great, but they're mag-fed. And I like the KSGs because it's integral. The tubes are integral like most other shotguns. So I'm not worried about dropping mags and not recovering them. I could, you know, load the tubes. Usual assortment of Glocks, SIGs. Saw a few older World War II type stuff. One guy had a Luger, not for sale. It was a display piece. And a couple of old 1911s. There was one Colt 20-inch barrel Delta front. I didn't get close enough to look at the price, but like the Vietnam era Forrest Gump rifle. It was in great condition too. It's beautiful. Hey, Lucky. Lucky, did I? Oh no, you go on tomorrow. I thought I crashed into Lucky today. I know Vision already went on. So, my issue is holster. They had a guy making holsters from Kydex on site. Like, he had all these molds with, like, different colors. I'm on break till November 5th. Is that a good break or a bad break? Or, well, you don't have to share that. That's probably not something we want to put on YouTube. But you're not out there. Oh, there's At My Son's Game. Smash the like. Thank you, Vision. No, focus on the game or your wife or the COO will smack you. So don't get in trouble, man. We can always just share the replay later. It's all good. And I didn't make Visions because they moved the farmer's market this morning to the downtown part of the city. And I brought Pepper with me, and she met her first Great Dane. She did not like the Great Dane. That freaked her the hell out. And next thing I knew, I had a Corgi under me that swelled herself up to the size of, I guess, what she thought a badger would look like. And she got all hunkered down like combat mode. And this guy walking by with a husky went, bro, that Corgi is fearless. Look at her. She's like ready for battle. In the meantime, the Great Dane was a big dummy, and he was just like, you know, kind of sitting there with his tongue half out, like, he was a young, Great Dane. So he was out there just being stupid. He's a big boy. He's a good dog. But Pepper has never seen a dog that size before. And that scared the shit out of her. And what's even worse, he came up and poked her in the butt. You know what dogs do, they sniff butts. She didn't see him coming because she was sniffing noses with the husky, and all of a sudden she turned around and this brontosaurus was behind her, and she absolutely lost her shit. She got into this combat mode, little paws went out, she got hunkered down like in a sideways battle pose, and I'm like, what are you doing? You, like, I don't even think he'd eat you because he was really good natured. I think he would be more, he might sit on you, and that would be the end of that. So but it was funny to watch. I mean, you know, yeah, I guess to be fair to that one corgi, you know, if someone came up and goosed you and scared you, you'd probably react poorly as well. Hold on, I lost some of the be careful with tire weights, Billy. Some are ruin your corgi versi. I was at a gun show this morning. Good deal, Billy. Yeah, so I did pick up the silver, and wherever the hell I put it now. Probably lost the silver already. So and the market price, so I was talking to the guy about the market price, and when I originally got into silver, it was about 12 to 15 an ounce, and it has not gone below 18 in almost 2 years. But yeah, so I got the South African Kruger, and then the it was modern stuff, Joe. Yeah, for the most part. Now, somebody took a perfectly good SKS, put a Tapco stock on it, but didn't do it right, and it looked like ass, and he wanted like $1,000 for it. And I'm like, bro, first of all, you screwed up the SKS. Hey, KP. And I've had the flu. I'm super behind on the news. Oh, no. Bad Bubba, no Tapco SKS. Right, and I understand if you got to put a plastic stock on it because the original stock is destroyed. But what you don't want to do is take a good stock off of an original firearm and then I couldn't tell. I saw that and it offended me. I don't know if it was like a Norinco or something. Yeah, it is what it is. So, as far as the market this morning, so I was talking to the silver guys, and I was also I had to pick up a part for Sassy's new AR, because the red dot, she has something with her eyes. When she looks through a red dot, it looks like a starburst, and she's tried different ones. Hey, KP. And she's like, I can't use these red dots. They mess with me. So I said, I'll get you an A2 handle for your rifle, and then at some future point, you can go and find something you like more, whatever optic that might be, and we can mount that. So, yeah, I'm going to let her decide how she wants to do her build out. Because, I mean, it's her rifle, right? And I want it to be customized to her. Yeah, she does. She has a vision thing, and that's why my daughter's the same way. My daughter's got really bad vision, sadly. And I gave her a red dot. She's like, Dad, I can't see through this. And she took the one I have that's configured like Sergeant Barnes' rifle in the movie Platoon. It's like the old CAR. And she shot like a champ, because she's a good shot with iron sights. She's impressive. With a long gun, she holds her own. And yeah, yeah, so I guess both my girls, they don't have that vision thing going for them for red dots. But I did speak to the silver guy, and he said he's seeing a lot of younger people. Yes, she can see the color. It's just the dot looks like a starburst, and when she tried the one that has like the round reticle, she said it looks like a red turd. So it's got to be like a minor stigmatism on that eye. But with iron sights, she throws them just fine. So I might think maybe a prism scope might work for her better, and we'll see. But so the silver guys, when I bought the coins, which I do bring cash just for that reason, to see if they're there, they're telling me that they're seeing a lot of younger people in their 20s. He said kids in college and high school. He said even high schoolers now are doing like little coin clubs in every... So right now, well, my price from the vendor was 26 and he marks up about 4, so it's probably in the low 20s right now, if I'm doing my math right. So it came in about 25 a piece. Now the American Silver Eagles were way higher because people are after them, but then they ignore the Canadian Maple Leafs, the Austrian Philharmonics, the he didn't have any Chinese panda coin. Yeah, that's actually a coin, believe it or not. So I grabbed the Krugerrand and the Britannia. And I also think they have collector's items, especially the one with the Queen, which would be the last year the Queen will be on those coins. That has some collector value too down the road. I can convert that into something else. So that's a good thing. Kicking myself, trade last would have been profitable. Kicking myself. So yeah, so what they're telling me is they're seeing, oh, last year, okay. A lot of younger people are getting into it, but they don't know. So he said they'll sit there. So I spoke to this dealer. He has a store in town, and I've been there a couple of times. And I told him I might do a live stream with him in his shop where he can talk about silver and gold and pricing and how to find those deals. I think that would bring a lot of value to everybody. Right, winning streak last year was 18. That's the lowest he said it's been in the last 2 years. It took this dip, and he said if you were watching it and you jumped on it, you got a good deal. I picked up a lot of my silver, was still in the 14 to 16 range, so I've done okay. But he said they're seeing a lot of younger people buying physical silver, and they come in saying, I was going to invest in silver in the market, and somebody told me, no, go get actual silver coins. And so now I'm here. How does this work? And so that's how they're getting this information. So silver price is a little lower than it's been in the last couple of weeks. It's been bouncing around, but if you're going to grab any this weekend, you should be okay. People all over getting on silver. It is, Joe. It's kind of a little boom. Also because it's more affordable, right? Because you think a kid in their first job or young couple, you know, a coin. Yeah, winning streak, absolutely. There were a lot of young, you know, college age, young adults now going out in the world, sitting there, and I was talking to the old man, his number 2 guy, was sitting there, and he was explaining each type of coin, and he said, look, if the market says this, we mark up this much. That's just how we do it. Other places mark up X. Also, remember, if you order online, you have shipping costs, and these kids are eating it up. One of them's taking pictures of the coins just so they can learn, and I'm like, good for you kids. You guys are paying attention. So I read the reviews on Yahoo Finance this morning. I checked Fox Business. I couldn't open Bloomberg for some reason. And then I went and found Stephen Van Meter, who's on YouTube. Good luck ever seeing that back. I couldn't see what Watchman said. 2,000 and pounds? Oh, 2,000 an ounce. Okay. Yeah, no, now it's, yeah, I wouldn't wait till it was 2,000 an ounce. And the guy even said he had the 10-ounce bars. He had the 1 kilogram silver bars. I'm like, does anyone buy that? Hey, wait, who was that? Hey, Mama Red and the Watchman, Ola. So, Stephen Van Meter kind of broke down what the other guys were saying, but he did it in a more coherent way. He's on YouTube, so if you guys check him out, he pulled all the Fed numbers, and he said what he sees them doing is he sees the federal government are picking different metrics to talk about every month. So they're like, oh, unemployment's down, then unemployment takes a shit. So they go, the job market's good. No, the consumer price index. They're never going. Wait, I couldn't see it. Sorry, Watchman. I was trying to read it, but the traffic started again. I might have to scroll back. Sorry, I saw the comment. It looked like a good one too. Why are you driving 27 in a 45? This is why people have accidents. Or you can make a left turn into the oncoming traffic. That makes sense too. Holy shit. Or people like getting lead poisoning or something? They're all becoming stupid? Like, what the hell? I see so much dumb shit driving. I don't get it. Anyway, so what he's saying is, Stephen Van Meter broke it down and he said, everyone's looking at the consumer price index where it kind of flattens out. But when you take out energy and food, which are more volatile, there's another variable that actually is flattened out, and not in a good way. Oh, hold on. Tad's got road rage again. It's not even road rage, it's pendejadas. It's like, I just don't want them to have a wreck in front of me and then somehow it becomes my wreck. Like Box Spring guy yesterday. Hey, Moonsprout. You know, he was driving around with unsecured stuff, and, you know, I evaded it, and the poor Mustang ran it over, probably screwed up the Mustang somehow. It's like, come on, people. There are other folks on the road. Against my butt occupation of my chair. Hey, so yeah, no, my phone overheated again. One of the bad things doing a driving live stream out here in Texas is, sorry, I gotta move my camera a bit. You wind up dying. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Good Phil Collins reference, well done. Didn't they redo that movie too, that song too? Was it Disturbed that did it? I can't remember now. Anyway, I don't know if anyone's still there. So, in any case, as I was saying, can you guys still see me, hear me? Or did this thing go dead completely? Alright, thank you, Lucky. Alright, so apparently it's hot enough to overheat your iPhone if you leave it by your windshield holder, so I had to put it down here. So what he was saying is the PCE, which is the personal consumption expenditures, which is basically the money we all spend to live day to day. Normally, if inflation is flattening out, that should start going up, which basically means we're spending a little more money into the economy and spurring money movement and exchange and taxes, etc., etc. It's gotten flat. It went up 0.1%, which is not the way it's supposed to be. So what he's witnessing, he says, and he showed the charts, is you're seeing inflation is still climbing a little bit, but people basically cannot spend anymore. Essentially, the consumers are tapped out, and what they are spending money on is things like food and groceries and, you know, making sure their car works and all that stuff. I'm cutting out again? Yeah, the one bad thing about doing live streams on the road is that kind of stuff happens. Okay, so basically what it's saying is the PCE reflects the necessary expenditures that are being done by the consumers. But inflation's still creeping up and personal expenditures are flat. Now, when you add things like energy in there, it says, oh, consumers are spending more, but they're spending more because oil, gas, natural gas, gasoline, all that stuff is going up. If you take out this sudden spike in oil and gas price, what you wind up with is people aren't spending anything. The only reason they're spending more is because of the fuel price inflation. They're not spending, discretionary spending's about flat. And he said this is where you start seeing service sector go down. You're going to see restaurants starting to struggle. You start seeing stores struggle. And he said, some people say they're doing it on purpose. He said, I honestly believe the leaders in both houses of Congress have no freaking clue what they're doing. Right. So, Billy, to your point, credit card debt in America as an aggregate, as a whole, hit $1 trillion last month. It's never been that high. That's insane. So it says not only have people used up their stimulus money, they used up their savings, they're now using up their credit cards. Now, what's going to happen if those people lose their job? They're going to default. They're going to claim bankruptcy, and now the bank has to write off a bad loan. $1 trillion in bad loans on our banks is going to be catastrophic, right? That's going to be really bad. So, and he says this, they keep raising interest rates, and now with the government shutdown, now think about this, we have tens of millions of employees work for the government, TSA, the post office, the federal agencies, regulatory, whatever the hell they're doing. We're going to on purpose make a bunch of people, I guess not unemployed, but financially incapable of doing anything. They're going to go in a very defensive mode. They're only going to buy food. They're only going to buy the bare necessities to survive. And in doing so, it's going to start to crater the economy. And he said, we're just seeing too many things happening all at the same time that's going to hurt the economy. So we'll see where it goes, folks. It looks like I'm losing everyone again. So we'll see where it goes, folks. Unfortunately, nobody seemed to pay back $1 trillion. Taxes have to go up 60%. Yes. Okay, I'm still good. Thank you, Lucky. It's just one of those things. Lucky kind of knows the area I live in, and you also know that there's you could go from perfect cell phone and internet to there's no reception here. You don't exist anymore. So, and that's his worry. He said, and we may not see it until a little closer to December. Now, he did point out they're saying, jobless claims are down because there's more hiring. But he says that's also fictitious because if you think it's not fictitious, you need context. What are we approaching, right? We're in August. We're in September. We're going into October. We hit Halloween. It's pretty much holiday season, right? Yeah, that's true, Lucky. That's the truth. We're hitting the holiday seasons, and as we roll into the holidays, people are going to get seasonally employed. So he said it's going to make the job market look better than it really is because of the Christmas shopping. But he said if the personal consumption is going flat and starting to go down, we might witness a bad Christmas shopping season, in which case all those people who are working now are going to start getting laid off. And he said it may all roll together December, January, between the cold weather where you need more oil and gas. The cold weather also stunts the wind and solar contribution. Then you add the market, then you add the inflationary effect, and then people only working, right, and that's the other thing he mentioned. He said his fear is that people will want to do Christmas instead of getting creative, they're going to get credit. And they're going to start using credit cards, and it's going to hurt them. And if things start to boil over in January, February, that's where you're going to see that hurt. And he has a good point. So what do we do about this, right? Like, what does the common folks do? Well, again, his advice was diversify bank accounts, diversify investments. Yeah, winning streak, that's absolutely right. Drug use, other types of violence, just because so much moved online in business. Well, Lucky, see, there's another point is, thank you, Lucky. I'm not sure if I'm on again. But Lucky, to your point earlier, right, they may not hire as many because the market's been flat, because everyone's having a bad year. We don't know where it's going to go. And that's what's concerning. It's when I went to the gun show, the silver guys said they were doing steady sales. I asked the gun show, the gun guys and girls, the vendors, how was it looking for them? And thank you, Lucky, and everyone else. And everyone else said, this is normally our best show of the year because we're getting into hunting season and the holidays are coming soon. And I had 3 different vendors I know tell me it's flat. One was steady because he has a few other things on his table, but the other 2, one lady said, we did so much better the first day last year, this show, this time of year, than we are right now. And she said, it worries me because, she said, that looks like I dropped off again. She said it worries her because, if I'm on, there we go. Traditionally, this is a really good show for them. And she said, it's not a good show. So like I said, the silver's moving. Some of the tables had brisk business, but the guys and girls I spoke to, they were saying, no, this show is usually way, way better. They're gearing up stupid American Girl dolls. An American doll, my buddy said, probably not gonna fly. Oh, of course not. And it blows my mind because I don't think people are really paying attention. And to somebody pointed out, I think it was Billy, about the credit card debt, right? When you're looking, people are going, I'm going to stop moving here in a minute. People are going to stop. People are going to overextend. They're not going to stop buying. This connection's killing me today, y'all. This is not an oversaturation. It's 3 years later, everyone spent their stimmy money on pew-pews. Okay, thank you, Lucky. Yeah, well, they didn't just spend it on pew-pews. When I went, so we'd never gone to Vegas, my wife and I. And I saved up some money. We're like, we're going to go to Vegas. That was a surprise. And we went when everything had just opened up again, so everything was cheap. And we went there that one time. It was kind of empty. A lot of international folks. We went there a second time with my son and daughter-in-law. That was their wedding gift, since we couldn't make the wedding because they were overseas. And they had to do a JAG wedding. And while we're there were a lot of funky people hanging out and misbehaving. And I asked one of the bartenders, where was this crowd coming from? Because the next day they were gone. And he said, oh, that's the stimulus crowd from Los Angeles, the LA folks. I'm like, really? He said, yeah. He said, they will come here. He said, they're buying Louis Vuitton. They're buying $100 cigars. And he said, I don't get it because I got my stimulus check. I'm a single dad. I went and bought 6 months of grocery. I'm like, that was probably a smart move. He said, I did. I put it in Mylar. So apparently he may have been a prepper or something. Wisconsin, LOL. But to your point, people didn't just buy guns, Lucky. They bought bullshit. They spent it on vacations and Disney and whatever. Hey, the dude. And, yeah, it's just, what are they doing? And he said, you know, if I liked his approach because it was the bartender and a waiter, and it was a kind of, the restaurant was a bit empty when we went because it was late. It was like 1 in the morning. It was early is what it was. And we're having like an Italian dish at 1 a.m., which is insane. But anyway, they came over and they're like, because we didn't gamble, we just sightsaw and went to a couple of shows. We just kind of screwed off. And those 2 guys, one was a single dad, the other one, she was married, the waitress. And they were like, no, we got our stimulus money and we bought all this stuff. And he said, you know, if they want to be stupid and leave Los Angeles or leave Seattle and come here and spend their stimulus money instead of paying their damn rent and give me the money so I can pay my rent, I'm good with that. And I can't fault the guy because he's smart, right? But yeah, that's what we're going to see. So to everyone's point, and I know I keep dropping in and out because I'm in the middle of nowhere, not cooking at all. Yeah. Washer and dryer. Right. And even if you're eating out, you can eat out on the cheap if you're smart. But people weren't doing that. And now the stimulus money's gone. The inflation's kicked in. The debt's kicked in. Hey, Wolfgang. And they're not in a position to pay it down. And he said the only reason the job market's getting better, and that was a good point, is because we're starting to see the holiday hiring before, because you give people about a month to train through October, so by November, when the shopping season starts, they're trained up and ready to go. Then November, December, but he said in January, we're going to see a lot of people lose that seasonal work, and they're going to have run up the credit cards because they're not doing the right things now, and the inflation's not going away. And Wolfgang, that's another thing. He said if we have the shutdown on top of all the other stuff I've been talking about, we're going to suddenly have, 20 million, whatever many million government employees, plus people who receive Social Security or other government assistance, not getting checks or not getting them in a timely manner. And that's going to be a problem, because now you're adding massive, faux unemployment, right? Because whether I have a job, if I'm not getting paid, it's like not having a job, right? It's just on paper. I can't go buy groceries, I can't spend. He said people are not positioning themselves right. With the credit card balances hitting $1 trillion, like Billy pointed out, you have all these other factors. It could get bad. So guys, continue to do what we're all saying to do. Store food, be smart with your money, don't run up credit cards. Now, there's nothing wrong with using them. I use mine today because with small vendors, they sometimes get hacked. So I'd rather put it, a small purchase, or even a larger purchase on a credit card, but I've budgeted to pay it back within 2 months and be done. And my interest paid is going to be very small because I'm not letting it lag out for a while. Had to deal with Krabby, Mongoloid. So I saw Joe made a comment, but I couldn't see it. It went by, something about a Mongoloid. Hey, Wolfgang, what's going on? So folks, just continue to be smart. Like Lucky pointed out, cook at home. We hit a day or two early when there's threat of forgot. See, that's interesting and that makes sense. So I wonder if the post exchanges are also going to start putting limitations on what you can buy. Wedding planning. Wait, what wedding? So yeah, so as I said, the vendors at the gun show, all of them except for the guy selling silver and that one lady who has a diversity of things, they said it was slow. And that was the guy who sold optics. There's one guy who does all pistols, one does custom ARs, and one has a menagerie of shit. And the menagerie person was doing well. The silver and coin guy, he said he was steady, but everyone else was struggling. And weddings, everyone else was struggling. They're saying this is normally one of the best shows of the year because you're going into hunting season here in Texas. And he said they had the gun show, a reptile show, which I did not go to, even though it would have been cool. I just didn't have interest. And then this arts and crafts and boutique show all in this one complex. And the lot wasn't very full. The PX and commissary will be closed until Gov reopens. See, and Lucky, that brings up more problems, right? Now, I don't need a pet rattlesnake. They got the damn things here, Joe. I just go wander around the bush with a stick and whack the bushes. The damn things will come out. And Sassy does not do snakes, which is funny because my daughter has a pet python. One of those, not python, a Brazilian boa, or Brazilian python. It's this really pretty snake. And my wife saw that and she vacated the room. She's like, nope, no snakes. And my daughter plays with them. I have a video of her with this beautiful python, and pet rattlesnake would be fun. No, them and scorpions can stay in the damn desert. But folks, look, we're hearing it more and more, and we're hearing it from different sectors. The feds won't say it out loud because they don't want to say that part out loud. Now, he did point out, he said the House, the Republican Party, is going to lock up the government because politically it's a smart move, right? It makes the incumbent party look bad. It might give them leverage in 2020. On the flip side, it can crash the economy. But he said the Democrats didn't help because the Democrats said, so the Republicans said, here's a spending budget proposal, and we want to reinforce the border because it's too many people are adding to the problem. The Democrats said no. The Democrats proposed, here's our spending bill, but we want to send $2 billion to Ukraine. And the Republicans said, screw Ukraine, we have our own problems here, and people can't afford bread. And they got in this argument in Congress, and nothing happened. I don't know if anything happened today, but these assholes basically are deadlocked, which works for the opposition party, not so much for the incumbent party, but it's going to hurt everyone. And he said, these idiots don't realize what they're going to do. You can name him Buttons. I saw somebody who had a donkey named Waffles that was chasing her goats around the farm. When she got goats, she had to scold the donkey to not chase the goats because the goats don't like that. The donkey thought it was awesome. It was the fun. If I can find that video, I'll share it. Absolutely hilarious. It was like a dog with a big head, the way he acted. But I would get a donkey and name him Waffles or Taco. Taco would be a great name for a donkey, but I'm not getting no damn rattlesnake. Oh no, I don't need those things. It'd bite me in the feet when I get up in the morning. Screw that. But folks, look, the financial stuff, everyone's saying it. As you get into the holidays, now's a smart time. Waylon and Willie, that's awesome names right there. But folks, look, getting those, getting the debt paid down, getting, using cash. If you have to use a credit card, try to pay it off quickly and be done. Don't do what everyone's doing. They're all saying, Willie Earl. Donkey's name with Willie Earl. That's funny. Donkeys are hilarious, by the way. Never name your food. Well, I wouldn't eat a donkey. There are other things I'd eat, not a donkey. I guess if I had to, I would. But people are not making good choices, right? The credit card debt's going up, and we're seeing that PCE marker, that personal consumption, which is like the necessary, the basics, is flat. People can't even buy more of the basics, much less anything discretionary. I think we're going to see this, based on what he's saying. He's thinking they may see it in the holidays, which would increase the layoffs on the other end of the holidays. All the seasonal workers will get laid off sooner, and it's going to cause more problem. And we all know people will run up those damn credit cards. Instead of budgeting their Christmas, they're going to run up cards, and they're not going to be ready to pay them down. And it's going to end badly for a lot of folks. And that's going to increase the suicides, as a winning streak pointed out. It's going to increase drug use, and it's going to increase crime and violence. So these guys need to get their heads out of their butt cheeks right now. They need to get their heads out of their rectums because they're not helping anything. If anything, they're making it phenomenally worse. And but they're getting paid. Now, I bet you price of Viagra is going up. Price of everything is going up, man. But I'll tell you right now, I bet if Congress couldn't go shopping and they had no paychecks for the same period of time, I bet you they'd freaking fix it real quick. So there's that. But folks, I wanted to share that. So not just the analysts, not just the financial guy on YouTube, but also the gun show, the farmer's market. Everyone's seeing it, and we're seeing it at the ground level. People, wait, what? Wolfang, hold on. Price of Viagra. Boing. You don't say. Oh. Yeah, I'm running slow today, man. I'm still recovering from Thursday. I can't get a damn Uber, so I have to walk home in the dark. I'm still feeling that. It was worth every penny. I'm not concerned about Gov shutdown. I figure if they do it, it'll be like less. It depends how long it lasts. And now he did point out, one of the analysts did point out what Lucky's saying is they don't have the guts to carry it on for too long. One person, one of these commentators actually said, because if it lasts a month and people can't find food, he said they're going to have a revolt. And he said that's become a legitimate concern in Congress, is that the country will flip the hell out if it went on for a month. I think the longest one, to Lucky's point, I think was what, 14 days, 12 days? Or was there one longer than that? But in any case, position yourself intelligently. Don't do something now that you're going to try to have to pay back later if the inflation increases, if the interest rates go up. Position yourself wisely now so you can get through. As it will go, but honestly, a week is probably all it will last. Probably so. But he said watch for those other indicators, especially energy, because that's a wild card, and the unemployment. He said he thinks it's fictitious because we're getting close to the holidays and the people are ramping up. So we'll see. If we have a good holiday shopping season, then it may not be as bad as you think. Man, major cities getting bombed. You'll see me have one last video going, guys, the apocalypse is here. Love you all. Bye. And I'll come back on when the apocalypse is over. I've actually had some of the guys in the veterans group here straight up told me, dude, if someone nukes an American city, I'm off grid. He's like, I'm gone. I'm going to my dad's ranch. You ain't going to see me for 6 months. I will be working remote for the rest of my career. And he said that jokingly over drinks, but, you know, yeah. Anyway, folks, watch the market. Don't do things that are going to hurt you economically. Don't do things that are going to, you're going to battle them next year when the economy may not be doing so great. Well, Lucky, that's exactly right. People would go crackers. That's a good way to put it. I will head to the hills in Kentucky. Right. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Like, the zombies will dry up in the desert before they get to me. The question is, will I dry up first? Then I'll be a zombie. But, yeah, folks, just be smart, but understand that what we're hearing on the media versus what the government's saying versus what analysts are saying, they don't jive. And, you know, do some homework, but position yourself intelligently so that you don't get hurt later on if the interest rates continue to go up, if the inflation, et cetera, et cetera. Just be smart. And yeah, right now, I think, Billy, they may have to just let it ride, not create more. But yeah, if they drop the interest rate, you're going to flood the market with money, which will make it even worse. So, because then loans will go out. So they're kind of like riding a bucking bronco at the moment. So they got to figure this out. But in any case, guys, look, no worries. So listen, folks, do your homework. If you're going to make a big purchase, a necessary one, budget it out. So even if you put it on a credit card, you can pay it off in an intelligent way. Don't overextend right now. Now's not the time, because it's going to be a rough ride through the winter. Eventually the markets turn around, right? So you want to be in a position to benefit from the turnaround, as opposed to struggling through the downturn and then you wind up in a bad place on the other side. So anyway, folks, be good. Take care of yourselves. Lucky, Wolfgang, and whoever else, my other mods. Vision jumped in real quick, but he was at his son's game. And to all of you who come in and put up through all my lost connection on this video, thanks a bunch. Be safe out there. And again, we're seeing it on the ground level. The vendors, the farmers market, they're all seeing it. So just be smart. Be careful the way you do things. And I will see you guys later this week. Y'all be careful.